Again, say again. Today in the morning, I was listening to Achar. Pareshan Paneer. He was being interviewed by one Kashmiri woman. Aarti Tikku. Tikku is a very comical name. Tikku. When I have been watching her videos for maybe 2-3 years. In the beginning, her face was more innocent. Now she looked more corrupted, because she is quite left brain intelligent. She has right brain also, but maybe she is not living in very good company, and she is not giving any time to be alone. When you never have any time to be totally alone, when you are all the time with crowd, with people, then slowly you become corrupted. So you may be very famous, you may be very successful, but if you are not giving time to be just alone, undisturbed by the crowd, and slowly you will lose all grace. That's why it is said that Jesus will go to mountain when he had enough of crowd to recharge his battery. So if you are always in the crowd, then you are a very poor person. If you have to go to the crowd, then you must balance it by finding time to be alone. When you are alone, you are just like a god, but you need to be all one, not lonely. You have to find a space where the duality is lost. So this Achar Prashant or Pareshan, when I see him, I feel like the principal of the school which was running in my home. He has an intellectual understanding. He had made effort, but the thing is that he has not paid any much price to know himself. If you see his video, below it is written, he was alumni of Indian Institute of Management and Indian Institute of Technology and ex-administrative officer. When Buddha was asked what you have gained, what you call enlightenment, in that what you have gained, he said that I have not gained anything, I have lost many things. I have lost my darkness, I have lost my false ego, I have lost anger, jealousy, hatred, possessiveness. I have lost ignorance, I have lost everything. You don't need to gain anything. Once you have lost all those things which you are not, that which is real is always there. But when you are carrying these degrees on your head like horn, that you were administrative officer, this is all just bullshit. And people run to these kind of people very much. They think they must be real spiritual. Because it is very fulfilling to the ego. A person who has been an administrative officer, a person who has been in the Indian Institute of Technology, must have been a very brilliant person. You may be very brilliant in the outside world, but it will not help you in any way in knowing yourself. That's why Osho said that I have worked on many celebrities and I found them the most third rate. Here you have to unlearn everything. You have to drop everything. It's like climbing the Mount Everest. If you are climbing the Everest, you have to drop all the extra luggage. If you are carrying those things, your degrees and the respect which society gave you, then you will never be able to be empty. And I feel he is quite egoistic. He has never gone to any master. So he will be all the time talking about scriptures. That these people, the modern days Hindus, they don't read any of their real scripture, Bhagavad Gita or Upanishad. So you are not a Hindu. But by reading scripture, you will just become a Pandit. You will just become a person who knows nothing, but he has the illusion that he knows. You have the recipe, but you have never met the food. And he says he is a great lover of, he has a great respect for Kabir. And Kabir was he was himself totally illiterate. He was not at all servant of Indian administrative service. He was not doing that job. He was not in Indian Institute of Technology. And he was totally illiterate. And Kabir said he was very much against scholarly people. It is a very famous line of his that Pothi padi padi jag mua, Pandit bhaya na koi, Dhai aakhar prem ka padhe su pandit hoi. It means the whole world is dying, reading millions of scriptures. And by reading these scriptures, no one can ever become a Pandit. When he is saying Pandit, he is here using Pandit for being enlightened. Dhai aakhar prem ka padhe su pandit hoy. If you have just read 2.5 letter, the Hindi word for love is prem. In it, there is 2.5 letters. If you have just read that 2.5 letters of love, that means if you have known what love is, then only you can become a Pandit. So you can know what love is only by going inside, only by discovering love within you. You have to purify your unconscious instincts. Then the spring, which is being obstructed by all your lower instinct, can come out. And then he has another saying that Pandit Bag Badanti Jhootha. Here he is condemning Pandit. Here he is using it as for those people who have not realized themselves, who have not known themselves. They have just, those who are just have marked up these scriptures like Gita or Upanishad, those who have become scholarly. He said that those Pandit, they are just, whatever they are saying, it is all lie, big lies. All their words are lies because it is not based on experience. So, he never went to any master. He has been reading books. Because if you go to a master, if you go to a master, then you have to be surrendered. You have to offer your ego. And he has not got that guts. That's why he prefer J. Krishnamurti to Osho. Because Osho, if you go to Osho, then you have to bow down. And when she asked him, Osho or J. Krishnamurti, it was a rapid fire session where she said, I will ask, you have to answer it in 1 or 2 lines quickly. So she said, Osho or J. Krishnamurti? He said, J. Krishnamurti. Because he was not talking about any technique or method. He was talking about the real purified state, the real he was talking about the direct realization, not via methods or technique. Exactly, I'm not quoting him, but because I've forgotten his words. So he said that Osho is, I have great respect for Osho, but Osho is helpful for the beginners. Once you have reached to a very high, ascended to a high level, then J. Krishnamurti is in a very pure state. He will be of help. But the thing is that those people who had been with J. Krishnamurti, they had been listening to him for many, many years, for 20, 30 years. But they had only intellectual understanding. And intellectual understanding is no understanding. And he said that J. Krishnamurti is not talking about any technique or method. But whatever has happened to him has happened because he had to go through many techniques and methods which those who were his masters, whether they were real masters or not, but they had it from the very beginning. When he was a child, he was selected. 4 people were selected to be the world teacher. And they tortured them so much that I think 2 of them were removed later on, and only J. Krishnamurti and his brother remained. And his brother died because of too much austerity which they had to go through. So that's why J. Krishnamurti became very much against gurus. That was a reaction, and he was also exploited by them, perhaps homosexually. So that's why he became against them. They were not real teachers, but they brought some discipline in his life, because he had to make so much effort. I think it may not have helped him. It may not look that it has helped him, but that may have made him relax because he had to go through so much effort. But if you do it on your own, if you are making effort by your own will, free will, then it's beautiful. Otherwise, if you are forced to do it, then it becomes ugly. So he was forced to do it. But still, because his unconscious mind was opened, so for many years, even after his enlightenment, he himself called it cleaning process. It continued. My master says that it is like once you break a big towering building with dynamite. So the whole structure has fallen down. But all those things which has come down from that structure is still there. That has to be cleaned. That cleaning process may take many, many years, or it can be cleaned quickly also. It depends on what instrument you are using to clean it. So the residue, big residue is there. It need to be cleaned. That is what the building of ego has fallen down. Now the cleaning is happening. You had this unconscious things within you, and your body is already now programmed. So once you have become conscious, you will have to consciously be free from all those things. As you become more conscious of your unconscious habits, you can go on removing them. So that he said, because he was not given techniques and method which Osho had given, which is very quick, which works very quickly. So for many, many years this cleaning process happened. And because of the whole process, so much energy was generated that his head will be almost breaking. He used to have migraine and very severe headache. And he said, I think he used to sometime also hit his head on the walls because pain will be so unbearable. But whatever he was doing was all reaction, because the kind of guru he found were not real gurus. So he became very much against gurus. But his disciples, those who came to listen to him, they were not transformed. With Osho, it's not that Osho is only for beginners. Because when you are a cunning and clever person, and you don't want to travel the whole way, you don't want to surrender, you are a very egoistic person, you just want to do things on your own, alone, then either you will go mad or you will become even more egoistic. So, because he has not done any methods and technique, he has not gone through any cleaning process. So you see, if you see his face, it looks very angry face and very violent also. And violence, and because Bhupendra has gone there, he said that he shows a lot of anger with those who are there. That also you are seeing only when you are going to camp. But when he is with the people with whom he are living, his intimate followers, then he must be even more cruel. To express anger, there is nothing wrong in it, but anger, one day you have to be free from that also. And you need techniques and method to get rid of all those things. All these Osho's method is to throw out the things which you have collected unconsciously. It is to vomit out. Once you have vomited, you become light. Otherwise, there is so much impurity, there is so much restlessness. If it is not thrown out, how you can relax? That's why he knows nothing of meditation. And he is so much against meditation. But if those who have meditated, they will immediately see that this person is just talking shit. He has only bookish knowledge. He is intelligent, there is no doubt about it. But he is only intelligent about he can express well, and he was a very good student, mostly topper so he knows science, so you can make fool out of fools. These people may respect you very much because he has been in the IIT, he had been in the IS service. So they think he is People suffer so much from inferiority complex that if you see a successful person, you are always ready to bow down. And my master used to say that before you bow down to someone, see whether his legs is carrying some shit or not. So we Indians have a great tendency to bow down anywhere. And they will be mostly bowing down at wrong places. So what he is saying as Osho is only for beginners is a very laughable thing. Osho is talking from A to Z. Krishnamurti is talking only about X, Y, Z. So no one understands him. Only if you have gone through the process which Osho is making available to you, then you will be able to understand J. Krishnamurti. Otherwise you can't understand. Even U.G. Krishnamurti used to say that those who have been with Osho, those who have become matured there, only they can understand what I am saying. So even to understand what J. Krishnamurti is saying, you have to be in a purified state. That's why Osho used to send some of his disciples who were who had very sharp intelligence. To J. Krishnamurti, he will send those disciples. And Osho was a very non-serious man, so he will say that you always go wearing your orange robe with mala, my locket in front, and seeing people in orange robe with mala of Osho in front, J. Krishnamurti will become very angry like a bull seeing the red cloth. He will say that why you are wearing this, why you have become a slave of this man. And that's why Osho will tell them that you sit in front of him so that he will have to see to you always. Maybe whatever he was saying was out of compassion because he found wrong masters, those who were not real masters. But he was in a reaction. Otherwise, there have been so many real masters with whom the journey becomes very quicker. Otherwise, you may be lost in the dense forest. You may go on the wrong way and then you are lost. So, Achar Prashant, I used to like him before, but now one should know one's limit. If you try to cross the limit, then you become an idiot. So, how was it?
Beyond excellent, Swami.
You have anything more to ask about this?
For now, no question about this.
J. Krishnamurti may be talking about Mount Everest, but talking things which is of the highest level may not be of any help to people who are in the valley. So, Osho is more compassionate. He is bringing himself down to your level. He is coming down from his peak to the valley. And he sees that in the beginning he was teaching passive meditation, sitting silently, but then people will think that they will say that give us something, some technique, something, because they were so restless. Meditation won't happen. The monkey mind was always there. So he saw the people that directly they cannot go into meditation. So his way is more scientific. You have a body, you have a mind, you have a heart out of which emotions and feeling and mood comes. So until and unless these things are purified, you can never enter into your being. These things will be pulling you down. So you will never know the consciousness directly. One has to move step by step. If your emotions are going berserk, if it is running right within you, or your thoughts, you all the time you have a chattering mind, then you will never be able to know the silence within you, the stillness within you. So Osho is coming to your level and taking you up. He is holding your hand and taking you up to the mountain. Krishnamurti is on his peak. He may have known it through that. But Osho saw that people are so different. It's not that everyone is same. So they need different medicines. Not one medicine will work on everyone. Everyone is unique. Everyone is different. So you need different techniques, different methods. Everyone is not on the same stair. Someone may be 5 steps below the top. Someone may be 10 steps below the top. So you have to help them from where they are. Otherwise you may be singing your song, but there is no one to listen to it. You understood or not?
Yes, totally understood, Swami.
So what do you have to say about Achar Parishan?
He's just a pandit, Swami.
You saw any beauty in him or not?
Totally no. He looks like a businessman.